Thank you for joining us on the RP Experience. I'm your host, Andrew Regenhard, and today we have Lori Fowler. We're one of our top producing agents here in Naples with Real Producers. So excited to have you on board.
Oh, thank you. I'm actually honored to be here. So,
it's going to be a lot of fun.
absolutely, we're going to have a ball.
Lori is a realtor with Coldwell Banker Global Luxury and is a top producing agent in Naples. Before working in the luxury real estate market, Lori spent 20 years in the public service and philanthropic sectors, both as a volunteer and as an employee. Locally, Lori has worked with the Naples Art Association and Naples YMCA. In 2012, Lori decided to make a career change that would utilize her years with negotiating and working with high net worth individuals. She's been with Coldwell Banker for over 10 years now and is the number one highest producing individual agent at her office. When Lori isn't working, she enjoys spending quality time with her family. Lori just celebrated her 25th wedding anniversary with her husband, Douglas, back in December. And together they have 4 daughters and 4 grandchildren. Love that. So, Lori, welcome to the podcast, and we're pumped to have you. So, can you tell the listeners just a little bit more about yourself as well, and then just introduce yourself as well?
Oh, wow. Well, I know you want to keep it to a short amount of time, so I'll try and be brief.
No, we're good.
We relocated here in 2008, so we are one of the common, transplants to the area.
Course.
And
From where?
From California.
Okay.
And
What part of California?
Northern.
Okay. Gotcha.
My husband and I met in college.
Nice.
So I got my BS and my MRS.
Nice. Great.
Yeah.
But at one time, right?
Exactly.
Dual degrees.
One happened after the other. So.
Right, there you go.
Anyway, we moved here for my husband's work, and we have never looked back. This is the most beautiful, amazing place ever to live, and I'm so grateful because now I've actually migrated 3 of our 4 daughters to live here in Naples with us. So I'm super blessed that I've got kids and grandkids here close. But we came here in 2008, and prior to that, before going to California, I kind of traveled a lot. We moved a lot when I was growing up as a kid. So I have experience in moving. I have experience in seeing my parents buy and sell a lot of homes.
Yeah.
And so I've got kind of that multicultural experience, I guess, being in a lot of different places, knowing a lot of different people, having a lot of different experiences that I can really relate to the business. So it's kind of fun.
Yeah, you can relate to the struggles that they're going through or the problems with moving or whatever it is because you've done it a handful of times.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my mom was calculating her moves the other day. I'm like, you shouldn't do that. It's like sad how many times she just pops around all the time. So, well, good. Well, tell us a little bit about your work before real estate. I touched on about the volunteering and the philanthropic work you've done. What got you into that in the first place?
Well, my mom was in that field. So at the age of 5 years old, I think I was pretty much on TV raising money for Kermit the Frog. So, I was learning from a home that was all about serving and giving and raising money for good causes. It's just been part of my life the whole time. In fact, my daughters now actually followed in my footsteps, so it's very rewarding.
Oh, that's amazing.
But what really got me was when I was in college at University of the Pacific, and I was pulled into the YMCA, which I didn't have experience with. And I just was super fortunate to be in the right place at the right time and have opportunities to celebrate with them their 150th anniversary, represent their college program. I got pulled into the National Board of Directors, and I spent 10 years there with some amazing, amazing people, volunteers, philanthropists, CEOs, et cetera, that really taught me a lot about philanthropy and really launched and continued to further my philanthropic career, if you will.
I think most people deep down want to give and they want to help, right? So, some people are timid though. You've heard certain things that the money's not going to the final destination or whatnot. With your line of work, can you elaborate on some things to help an individual if they want to get involved in general, maybe the organizations that you've been a part of and that you're currently a part of, but also just maybe some things to look out for an individual that wants to, become more philanthropical?
Absolutely. You want to really look at what your passions are, the things that you value. For me, generosity has just always been part of my growth strategy, excuse me. And, for example, right now I'm currently involved with Women's Foundation here in Collier County. We support women and girls in Collier County for all their different various needs. And
Okay.
I'm super passionate about that, being a mom of 4 girls, as you mentioned, also being a daughter and a wife, and just seeing the things that my mother and grandmother experienced as senior women. Having my mother-in-law who lives with me. I mean, I just see the needs that are here in our community. That
Right.
really fuels me to get involved. So I encourage people, find something you're passionate about, and then find an organization that's doing that well, do a little research, and then find a way to get involved.
Naples is a beautiful area. We live in paradise, but there is a lot of wealthy individuals with giving hearts. So tell us about kind of what makes Naples so special in the realm of the giving mindset.
Oh, I love this question. I spend a lot of time educating my buyers that are coming from outside the area on this specific point. I say, this is one of the most generous communities you'll ever live in. And we have some of the most incredible, humble individuals just who give quietly. And a lot of the services that you would find in other communities that are paid for by, government dollars, here they're privately funded. So I actually spend a lot of time educating my clients about the nonprofits, because people come down here and you can only play so many rounds of golf or so much pickleball, and you want to get plugged in and be of service. They have time, treasure, and talent that they want to offer. So I try and give them some, entree to some different organizations. Each year I introduce one in my client appreciation so that they can know ways that they might be able to get involved, because I think that ownership is really what makes Naples special.
So there's organizations, but there's also events that are happening very frequently here in Naples. I feel
yes.
like almost every night, right? So we just had a wine festival, raised tons of money. Elaborate a little bit on that.
Sure. It's one of the largest in the world. The Naples Children Education Foundation, all the funds go to serve our kids here in the community, very
Amazing.
specific needs. And they just raised over $26 million in about, I think, 4 or 5 hours of paddle raising and auction items, that are just incredible. And of
26
course-
million. Hold on. I don't mean to interrupt, but this town is not that big. Like, I don't remember the number. Do you know the population of Naples? It's not huge. Like,
It's not. And we're very fortunate because a lot of the people who do live here have amazing friends from other parts around the world, and they come specifically for this event. And
'cause
so
26
they're
million
drawn
is
here.
incredible. I mean, that's a lot of money in a short amount of time.
It is a huge amount of money. And I'll tell you, having been involved with that piece, with my work with the YMCA, they have a day where you get to meet the kids and actually see the impact, see the ROI on the giving. And it really touches hearts and really sets them up, tees them up for having a really successful event.
That's amazing. Amazing. Well, obviously, you switch gears and you switch careers, and now you're obviously just crushing it in real estate. So kudos to you. But let's talk about that switch and that journey. This market has been hot and there has been a lot of people that want to switch into it. And maybe they're at that point where they're switching and they're maybe struggling, different things like that. So talk about your journey when you switched over, and did you go right into, let's say, were you an individual agent, or did you join a team at first? And what's your advice during that process?
Well, I have to credit some people who kind of played a role in me jumping into the career. First and foremost, a lot of my donors that I worked with in the philanthropy sector, they kind of were a little afraid when I was coming around, like their checkbook always needed to be open. So I needed to find another way to work with these amazing people, but actually have a tangible product to give them in return. And my agent who helped me, Dennis Brando, Leah Ritchie, who is someone who wanted to buy my home, and Mariana Foggin, who was going to represent me in that sale, all really fueled and encouraged me to get into the business. And I worked with Mariana under her wing for a little while. She was a great mentor. And then I just hit the ground and ran. My first year was Rookie of the Year. And I just took time to build a business and a brand that I could really be proud of. So I was excited I felt like I'd found what I was meant to be doing.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Now, speaking of finding what you're meant to do, you've also been a part of Coldwell Banker, and you've been very passionate about that brokerage. And so tell us a little bit more what you appreciate about Coldwell Banker.
Well, when I was looking to enter the business, I wanted to find a brand that was known for integrity and that was just well known, not only locally, but globally. And they're kind of a little bit like the Coca-Cola of real estate, if you will. So I knew that I was going to have a hard time getting my foot in the door. I didn't want to have to also explain who my brand was. So meeting with some amazing brokers with Coldwell Banker, I just found that they have tools and resources and an immense amount of support. They actually actively engage in helping me to grow my business. And I couldn't be happier with them. I'm drinking the blue Kool-Aid.
I love that. So what's on the horizon for you, Lori? Do you want to just continue doubling down on your sales each year, different things like that, or what's kind of on your horizon or vision?
That's a great question. So I've been slowly building up to this place into the luxury space. And a lot of people ask how to get into that. I don't know that I could really answer that question, except for you just keep accelerating your price point. But as that has grown, I've found out that I really enjoy that space and do really well in it. And I have clients that appreciate and respect what I do, which, I don't want to sell more homes. I just want to sell homes for more money. Mm-hmm. And I get to pick and choose kind of the quality of the transactions I want to be a part of. I'm just so fortunate because I meet some of the most interesting and neat people in this space. And I just love it.
Mm-hmm. I know you can't technically divulge, personal information, but tell us a little bit about a unique individual or a scenario that you've encountered over the years.
Oh my gosh, I'm actually thinking about writing a book. This is kind of fun. But yeah, you want to be discreet. You want to recognize and appreciate people's, anonymity, if you will. But I have had the pleasure of working with some very interesting characters, ones that people would not necessarily expect. I've worked with broadcasters. I've worked with athletes. I've worked with CEOs at the top level of organizations that we all know. I'm just really, it's been very fun. And I always enjoy the transaction and even more so afterwards, staying in connection with them and, having them at my events and just continuing that experience and that relationship, because it goes way beyond that. But, I don't know if I could come up with one really good story for you without divulging too much.
I know it's a tricky one. It's like, it's hard to keep it high level when it's about someone and everyone's gonna be like, tell me more.
Exactly. I'll tell you offline maybe.
There you go. Sorry, everyone. Sorry, listeners. I want to talk a little bit about you as an individual of four girls, like a mother of four girls, right? Now 4 grandchildren, a wife, and a top producing individual agent at your brokerage. How do you stay inspired and kind of motivated each day? I mean, that's a lot on your plate.
Well, thank you for recognizing that. But you started off with mentioning my why. I'm crazy about my family. I love my kids and I love their kids. And I love that this business has allowed me the ability to do more for them, for my husband and I. I mean, he owns a business as well. So we're 2 self-employed individuals here. So it's busy.
Yeah.
But because I think when you find something you really enjoy, the time it takes doesn't really matter. But having the flexibility to then put a pause on it to be able to, I went to go see my granddaughter's dance recital or, go pick up my granddaughter at her daycare and spend time with her being Mimi. I mean, that's what makes it all like cherry on the top. I mean, this weekend we just went away and it was just so fun being in a cabin and playing some crazy card games. We're super competitive,
I love that. Card games they're so much fun.
Oh yeah, my son-in-law, you're going down, by the way.
I was just gonna say, I was literally gonna say that. I was like, sometimes though, during families, I remember Monopoly in my family. Ooh, that game got aggressive.
I learned a new game this weekend, Speed. So if you don't know it,
I've heard about that game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever played not the physical game of golf, but the card game golf?
No.
I'll have to show you that. That one's a good one.
Sounds good.
That's interesting. So. We had joked off air actually about morning routines and stuff like that. That's been a common factor in top producing agents. What's your morning routine?
Thanks for asking. I try and get up around 5. My husband and I get up together at 5 a.m. every morning. And he gets ready for work. And I'm either getting ready for a workout or getting ready for a walk with my neighbor. And that time for me is just like, you don't change it. I mean, there's no snooze button, nothing. You just stay focused. That's kind of the game plan. I feel amazing after my workout. Not so much looking forward to going to it, but it's intense. I work out hard.
Yeah.
And then
what kind of workout is it?
So I go to Build by Coach O, and it's
I've heard about that.
Strength training. Yeah. It's a circuit. It's intense.
Have you ever met Stacy? Stacy Mack?
No.
She goes there too.
Oh, yeah.
She's one of our preferred partners, Venture Title.
Oh, there's a lot of agents who do that.
I was gonna say, and she was swearing by that. She said it's really good.
It is. I actually kind of feel like an athlete. I mean, I'm like over 50 and I feel a little bit athletic,
love it,
kind of doing this, even though my kids would give me, smack about that. But it's a really good workout, 50 minutes, and then, you can start the rest of your day.
So this is a unique question and a kind of a difficult one to actually answer. But how do you want to be remembered?
I love this question. Thank you for asking.
All right.
Because this is one that
Most people look at me like wide-eyed, like,
No, I really love this one. I want to be remembered for making a difference.
Okay.
Whether it was with my family, whether it was with my clients, with my peers, my colleagues. I mean, to me, it's really important that I'm always growing, I'm always supporting, I'm always serving, that I'm using whatever God gave me to the best of my use to serve others. So hopefully I've made a difference, and hopefully I've done some good things. People can go, oh yeah, my mom was part of that, or oh yeah, Lori did that, or that's. Thank you for asking that question. That's so cool.
It's a challenging one. A lot of people sometimes don't think that far ahead, right? They're so focused on the present, they're not thinking about that future, or even the future after that when they're gone and stuff like that. So it's very interesting. So, well, Lori, unfortunately, we are already out of time. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on here. I can't thank you enough for joining us here on the podcast.
Can I say one thing?
Of course.
I have to say, you are seen, and I'm super grateful for what you're doing, because since Real Producers has come on the scene, I think it's been really nice for our colleagues, our peers, to learn about each other and to kind of raise the bar in the industry, because it is so important what we do, especially in this community. We're so fortunate where we get to live and what we get to do, that I think you've kind of raised the bar and encouraged us to find better tools and resources to work together and to learn that we're all trying to accomplish the same goals. And I love that. So thank you so much for what you're doing.
Of course. Well, I appreciate you guys and all the support from the realtors and all of our businesses. Obviously, when we wouldn't exist with everyone. And so it's a beautiful thing to see evolve, right? The relationships form, or this and that. I get feedback from, I met so-and-so at the event. We're able to put this together and help, another client, or this and that. And so I love hearing that. So I appreciate that, Lori.
Of course.
Well, great. Well, as always, RP Experience is extremely thrilled to have you on here. We're here here at Venture X in the podcast studio. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next episode.